Hello everyone. Welcome to my Patterns and Change page of my site. My name is Bill Duggar, and today's topic is called Where in Nature is the Golden Rule Located? When I ask that question, most people are somewhat confused. The word nature in that question kind of throws them. They say, well, it's written in the Bible and preached about, talked about by Jesus and the Christians, and even Buddha mentioned it, and as well as Confucius and Lao Tzu. They all seem to think that the best thing in life is love thy neighbor as thy very self, in different forms of words given by different illuminates over the spiritual leaders and so forth over the years. But that's not what I asked. I didn't ask where it's written down, and I didn't ask where it was practiced. I said, where is it located? Where is the golden rule located? Okay? So we're going to bring about our familiar seesaw with the eternal blue side of Mother and the eternal red side of Father and God in the middle. The reason why I show you so many seesaws on these videos is because this is the main principle of life that we'll be using to help you achieve your ecstatic consciousness, if that's what you wish to achieve during meditation practice. And we'll be getting into that practice before long. Anyway, the body of nature, all of nature, your body, the body of trees, animals, even the body of the sun, the earth, everything, is up here in the blue and red Mother and Father. It is everything that is in motion. There is nothing else in motion. There is no energy in it. It appears to have energy, but it is on movement because of the desire of the one light of God, this light of stillness. So, where is the golden rule located? It's located right here in God's stillness. It's part of your seed in your pineal gland. Now, how do we know this? I mean, we could speculate, I guess, but here's my next chart. You see here a new word has been added to the seesaw. The father of give and the mother of re-give, and the father of re-give and the mother of give, back and forth. They give to be re-given. But what about this karma thing? You see, just above the word God in the little triangle, you see an orange zero. That orange zero, I just picked the color orange just because that's a different color than red and blue. Anyway, the red zero means zero motion, zero stillness. There is no motion where God is. God is perfect stillness. God is the fulcrum, the standstill simplicity of our dynamic motion universe. No motion takes place without God in the center. Therefore, that zero of stillness surrounds the little karma points around your center of stillness in your pineal gland. The karma makes up your soul. There's a pattern of it. Now, some people say, well, we'll burn off karma. You do burn off karma, but at the same time, you're building karma. Let me show you how I'm going to build karma right here and now. I'm going to take my hand, and this is in the blue phase of the seesaw. The hand open gives birth to all motion and all tools that you're going. The idea is still in my mind. Now I'm going to manifest my idea by closing my hand, and this closed hand represents holding a hammer, holding an ink pen to write poetry with, a paintbrush, a sculptor's tool, any kind of thing that you hold with your hand and take action to manifest. That is the father phase. This is the mother phase. You see, the karma has to be there. It's a lot like hydrogen on the sun. The sun produces hydrogen and burns it off immediately. That's how the sun exists. You exist from one reincarnation to the next simply because you have a karma pattern. Your karmatic pattern, no matter how good or how lousy it might be, is the pattern that will take you into your very next life. So while you're living life, you are also making a new life. You're giving birth to new life. Let me read some of my meditations to you for this matter. I took a lot of time to go into my TL. I call it touch and linger in the light. Form is united. Now, let's go back into the ancient Egyptians on the human race page. About 18,000 years ago, human beings lived in the jungle in that area. And they found that if they worked together, they could bring the biggest beasts to the table and eat. They had to have each other. And even on the hunt, they had to have each other, not only to bring the beef home or whatever it was, the big beast home, but they had to protect each other. Someone had to watch your back while you was getting ready to throw the spear or something like that. Anyway, that is a desire to create and survive in form. A civilization means a form, a united form of peoples. Okay? Now, in that time, it took hundreds of years to do, but they helped each other so much that their very survival depended upon each other. Therefore, my survival depends upon having you around, and I'm going to keep you around as long as I can. Eventually, God's plan began to work out in nature, and balance is always sought for by every form in nature. Every form desires balance. Therefore, balance in motion can only be found when it is balanced with God. That's the only time the seesaw is ever in balance, is when it's in balance. As simple as that. I mean, I can't make it any simpler than that. There is no balance outside of God. God is the balance. Also, you'll notice in the example where I showed, I had you recall your memory, you went back and I recall a time when you saw the sunset, and later I showed you that there was two of you seeing that sunset. One of you was seeing the colors, that's your body, and one of you was knowing the beauty, that is your karmatic soul. Over the years, you have opened up to the center of stillness in you just for a blink of a flash. It doesn't have to be hours of meditation and hard work. No, it is realization of your light. That when you see and know beauty in any form, whether it's in a child's face or a little puppy's face, you are recognizing the light of God within you. Now, that is where the golden rule of perfect interrelating, give to be regiven type of relationship in civilization is. Therefore, the golden rule was not invented by a human being. It is part of our seed. We are social beings and we seek balance. And balance is only achieved when we are sharing and giving loving service to mankind. You see, the ancient Egyptians' concept of love is totally different than our civilization's concept of love. Ours is a more sensual, I love you, I physically want you type of love. Whereas with the ancient Egyptians, their love came in the form of, I might make a beautiful vase for you. I might make a beautiful statue for your garden. You might make something, a fish pond for my property or something like this. This was loving service. Do only that which makes you loved. And you say, well, how can I do that nowadays in this dog-eat-dog society? If you have some form of art or some form of passion, such as cooking or anything like this, pour the love to it. That love will be reflected to another human being. That human being will be enabled to recognize the love in their own soul, or his or her own soul. Okay? So, that form that you create with your giving of love wishes to survive. That's why we have museums. That's why we hold on to the artwork that was done in the past. Those Michelangelo and all the millions of other artists, too numerous to mention, men and women writing poetry, giving of their soul to each other, are building the golden rule with the rest of society. You give to the whole society. You don't give to one person. Balanced giving, to be regiven, is the ancient Egyptian rule of action. And a balanced action of giving to be regiven is the golden rule. Back then, and this is just a simple study, I know it's a long video, but I just want to mention one thing. Nowhere in any of my studies did I find where there was charitable contributions given during their civilization, because there was no need for it. You see, there were no homeless people, there were no down and out, sick and jobless people. Everybody had a task and took care of themselves because they gave to be regiven. They practiced the golden rule. Who you really are triggers just what you do. I read that somewhere. Yes, you become the golden rule. You don't just express it or give it or practice it for a little while and then have some hard luck and quit giving it. I must give the golden rule in order to sustain myself. You see, imagine a Christmas tree with a hidden gift underneath it. That hidden gift is the golden rule, waiting for us to begin practicing. God always has the last word in every situation. We will suffer pain in our relationships. We will suffer in war until we learn that we are going to give in the golden rule, or we're not going to survive it. We are going to become extinct if we do not practice the golden rule. You can't do it all in one reincarnation, but you can start building that practice now. Find your passion. Meditate. Find your light. Find that passion and give it. Thank you so much. God bless you and yours. Have a wonderful and ecstatic day. Good day.